Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of my hardcore Minecraft series. In today's episode, we're finally getting my sorting system properly finished, and not this redstone one. We're gonna go for some copper golems. So first, what we gotta do is we gotta learn what they do and how they work in total because I have no clue. So in today's episode, we're gonna do a little bit of learning and just experimenting from scratch with no prior knowledge. All I know is how to make them and the very basics I've seen from a couple other videos. So let's get into a practice world and get some experimenting done right first. Alright, so here we are in just a super flat creative world, so I can get all my things together. So I want a copper golem. I'm just gonna use the spawn eggs for now, just to make it a lot easier to spawn everything in. We're gonna need some chests, of course, as well as the copper chests. So I know that they take from a copper chest and they put into a regular chest. So you put items, this is like your input chest, and this is the sorting chest. So I know they get up to 10 of the regular chests. So if I'm going to place them like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this will be, I guess, the miscellaneous or the unsorted chest. Then let's grab a bit of glass so we can see how they're working. We're going to place these down like this. One on top. Oh, misplaced one there. And then I know it's is it the vines? Yes. So use the twisting vines if you want to have more than one in your kind of walkway, because it allows them to pass by each other without like having their hitboxes collide. So if I put one in here for now, so he's going to start going from there. So if I maybe, let's put these away here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to put all these in here. So that'll give us 9. So we want at least one more. So if we grab amethyst shard. And then I'm going to spawn multiple of these guys so they can do it quickly. And let's take a look at this. Alright, and it looks like they're all finished now. So everything got sorted into its own chest because I didn't place anything in there to start with. So, and then this will be my overflow chest, which would probably somehow be filtered into a next one. And then I would just repeat this whole thing over again. I've seen a couple of them where they keep the copper golems very static and like only like one block. So like they have them like in a single place with one and then just a bunch of chests like all around them, sort of like this, but a little bit more organized. And it sorts them like that. But I want it to be kind of having the wall of chests. So this is kind of the plan we're going for. So now we got to figure out how we want to sort it properly. All right, so this is kind of the next iteration of this, including a little bit of a sorting system. So this is the most kind of basic one. Let's get my hand free. So it's just using the basic sorter, reading this one. So there's only 41 of a certain thing. So only the oak logs can go into this one. But since it's empty, it won't know. And I don't want it to take, like, because if I do put any in here, it's instantly going to go through, instantly going to be sorted. So I need to get an anvil, probably. That's probably what will solve this problem. And if we just name it like that, if I put this in here, it's no longer going to suck it through, but it can now put those in. So if I put a one in here, and then spawn a little guy in there, he's going to take out the log, he's going to put it into here, and then it's going to come down here. So that kind of works. But the problem with this setup is I can only get one item through at a time because I've only got the single item sorter. So I'm probably going to have to look into a couple different variations of sorting. Probably like a multi-sorter. I don't really have any experience with those, but I guess I'll do a little bit of research because trying to figure it out on my own would take much too long, and I don't have that kind of time right now. So let's do what you're supposed to do and do a bit of research. Alright, after taking a look at a bunch of different techniques for how to use the copper golems, I came across this one by Exumavoid from the Hermitcraft server. He had a very good idea for how to do his, and it's a multi-item sorter which really fixes up what I was looking for. So we got 3 things of storage opposed to the 2 originally I designed. Would have been easier to add another one, not a big problem there. But we get 3 double chests for each of these sorters. So what we got is we got the same kind of basic item sorter filter thing, but in his, he has one shorter so that you don't have to have as many items in here for like the what's called the filler items, which are these down here. I use pink petals because I'm never going to sort these in my system because I have no need for them and I have way too many of them, so they're quite useful for this. So what happens is in this system, it allows 3 stacks and 54 before it locks everything up. I think it locks this hopper. I think this powers this block here, which then powers the hopper, locking it so nothing else can come through. So these were the extras. So if you put just even one more, pops right out like that. So in this way, I don't need to have the named things, kind of like how I've got over here, like naming it. So let's say we want to go for all of the oak things. First, I'm going to clear my inventory, and then I'm just going to grab one of each. So we grab all like this, and that's all the oak things. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which means I need to remove 12 items from this. Let's go like that. So now if I put one in, it's not going to go away. But if I were to have that many, it would immediately remove that. So I need to go grab my, probably stuck in one of these hoppers. There we go. So now if I grab all of these and put them in here, see, nothing's getting removed. The second another thing goes like added, that is equal to one of these, because the copper golem is going to look for these guys here. It'll be placed up here, it won't stack. That's why you don't need to rename things. If you are getting a bunch of things like 20 stacks of logs going in at once, or probably more than that, if it fills this entire thing up and then it starts stacking on that, that will cause some issues. But if you don't really have that much throughput, not naming them is fine. Naming them will just remove that possibility of that happening. So now, if I maybe grab a little bit of glass, we can start testing this. So now if I grab my golem again, so we grab our copper golem, we're going to place him in here. So he's going to look through this, and now he can reach this chest as well. So now if I grab an oak log, throw it in there, he's going to look through there, give him a second. So he's going to open up the chest, he's going to grab that oak log, and because there's one in here, he's going to place it up there, you just saw it, and then it's going to sort through, whoops, and it'll get stuck probably in here. But if we have multiple, let's see what happens if we do like this. Is it going to let it through at all? It places it in, and then the next thing. So there's always going to be one thing kind of stuck in here. So that's kind of one downside, just because it needs that certain amount for the powering to get it unpowered. But losing one item in like this kind of thing is okay. And you can see it's come all the way down to the bottom. So basically, we just increase this slice a bunch more times. So I can do that using Axiom quickly. So we go up to here. We don't want to copy entities right now. So then we just stack it 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then on the end, we have to have our own little chest here so that if he runs out, let's free him up. So he can go through all of these, and then this is the 10th chest so that he can place his things over here, and I can repeat it. In his video, his is slightly different, so I'm going to have to go and check how he does his chest, because his is up by 1, so if I put it up like this, is that going to make a difference? So I need something that's not going to be a full block, so let's grab a chain. So he should be able to reach this because he can move over slightly. So if I were to place things in all of these, let's quickly put a filter in all of these so that he can actually know. Yeah, so it's all already in. So let's grab a spruce log. So all of these are filtered, so only the oak items can be used. In the real thing, I would individually change each one, and then maybe let's grab, we'll do a little bit of decorating whilst he's going through. This is probably how it's going to look in my world. Then we can grab some item frames. And I can do things like I want the oak here. Didn't really need to grab them there. Whoops. And then I can do the spruce here and labeled them like this. So now he's going to go to this one. Can't find it, so now he goes to this one. And he puts it in here. So then probably, if the proper way to do it is to get like this, and we grab a hopper, place it like that, and then it goes to the next one. And just to copy it over, I want to connect these. So this is input, and then just repeat it over again. So copied all this over. So if we clone it this time, I want to grab all of this, all of the redstone as well, and we don't have the chest selected, so we can just go one further. And then I just have more golems in there. And in the original one, when I was watching along, I was kind of doing it myself. I put them on top here. The problem is you can't have more than one then, because you need the vines, the twisting vines from the nether. And you can't place these on top of a chest, but you can place them down like this. So if you go along like this, now we can have multiple copper golems going. Harder, I should place it earlier. But if we go and grab another one of these guys, now they can kind of go past each other. But on this one, let's sneak down. And let's grab one of the things they can't have. I'm not sure if it's been changed, but yeah, you can see these guys are getting stuck on each other. He has to push these guys the entire way, which is not going to work. See, this guy's getting in the way because he doesn't have anything in his hands. These guys, if we grab, let's say, just a hopper, that's something they don't have in their sorting system. Just watch this guy. He's going to check the first one, and he's going to just walk straight through the other guys because this kind of cancels out their hitboxes. So definitely needed on this lower level so you can get these twisting vines. Alright, so now we're back into the hardcore world. So we have to do a little bit of cleanup. We have to get rid of all this past sorting system. I mean, it was a nice idea for the time, but I didn't think ahead for how many blocks I was going to need. So we're going to have to remove all this, and I have a lot of items in here. So I started placing a bunch of just chests here so I can clean them up and put them over here for now, and then redesign this whole area so that I can fit in my copper golem area. So let's get to that now, clean up first, and then we can build it in. So let's get to it. Alright, we are all cleaned up. Basically everything's been removed from the lower floor here, which is looking good. I've got dogs I've got to move out of the way, but I've reconstructed a slice of the whole thing, so it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks wide. So that means I have to figure out how far I want it to go back and how much space is needed. So if I grab those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I got some blocks here. So we're probably not going to go all the way back, just so I can extend it a little bit more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the chests will be here, and it'll be copied over the same on the other side. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do it on the middle. I'll probably mirror it on this side, but we're going to figure out the 9 spaces and then 9 again. So I'm probably going to copy over this floor plan into the creative world and plan it over there. So let's get to that quickly, and then we build it all, and that should be it. All right, here we are. So I've copied over, and I've just gotten the blank floor pattern, and I've built up my entire sorting system in creative, of course. So now I need to bring it over into survival. So just to explain how it all works, I need to set up an input chest over here, which will send things into this copper chest. After that, it'll go through here. I've already tested it. I can throw an item in here, as long as it's not within my sorting. If I toss it in this one here, by the end of this, maybe it'll be over in my overflow area. So what it does is it goes through here. This is kind of the thing I showed you guys earlier. Just reorganized and made a little bit better with a bit of decoration. So it goes across here. Then I hit a couple hoppers going across here to this side. It snakes back this way. Goes across this way with these hoppers into this chest. Over. Then again, it goes over all the way back, and then this is the overflow. So if it does not have a home in any of these chests, and by that I mean if I haven't sorted it like this, then it'll end up here, so I know what needs to be sorted. So before I even start putting things through, I'm gonna have to sort things properly, which means I'm gonna need a lot of these filler items. These kind of copied over weird just because of how I reverse them. I've also got this little access hatch to like the inner workings of the redstone in here. This is where the beacon is going to be coming through, so I don't want to kind of completely cover that up, but I don't really need access to this area itself. Maybe I'll put like a little access way into my nether, like underneath, just have a little hole that opens up for easy access there if I don't want to go all the way around to where my staircase will be on this side. But I can't tell. It seems, does this guy have it? He's got a chain, it looks like. I don't know. Is that what I put in? Well, whatever it is, it's going to come straight through here. Not in this chest. Into this chest. Don't need these right now. And there we go. So that shows that it can go all the way through. I think that was the item. I'll have to check back the footage to make sure. Unless it's this guy here and I had already sent an item through. What do you got? Oh no, he's got the wool. So that was another test item I sent through, so it already works. The wool, it isn't the fastest. I mean, if I add more golems to each, I'll look up and see what the most optimal amount for this kind of area is, and I'll put that many golems in each. For now, one is enough, just to get things moving along. But now we've got to copy this over into survival, so let's bring it over now. Alright, and here we are, basically all complete, minus some decorations of the roof of the whole thing. I've left it open concept just so I can get a better view of it. If we come through here, I've been experimenting with a bit of lighting here, using the green because I chose to change the glass into stained glass of the green variety just because the brown and green look pretty cool. I'm still not happy with how flat it is, but knowing Minecraft AI and such, it's going to be, if I use panes here to get the depth, they might kind of wander off or maybe get stuck. I don't know. Just didn't feel like risking it. Maybe down the line I'll experiment, see if that's a possibility. But for now it's going pretty good. I've started organizing. Problem is, I have to actually set up all the filters before I can actually send anything through. So all of this is still to be sorted. Mostly it has to be manual, and then later down the line I can actually start using the proper sorting. So that's the chest I use to start the whole thing, but I need a way of getting up to it for now. Right now, I guess I can just click into here, but the problem is I don't want it to be up there. I want it to be like something here. So I'll use a small little item elevator, get it up into there. That's how I'll do that bit. Can I grab that? Grab one more. There we go. But I'm going to go along and add a bit more lighting just because it feels really dark in here. And the nice thing is, now that the floor is no longer one thick, thanks to my nether roof, I can go along and do this much easier. So I can move these, grab some more verdant, replace these blocks, and it lights it up very nicely. Won't need any of these torches anymore. And it just makes everything look a lot better. Now, one small little glitch that I ran into, because I use Lightmatica to place all these, some of these chests aren't reading as full double-sided chests. So this one is only reading as a single, even though the whole thing opens. But if I just open it and then go like this, oh, I right-clicked it by accident. If I instead place it against, now it becomes a full one. So I'm probably gonna have to. Looks like it was only these ones in here. I know I had some of these and I replaced all of these on my live stream. It looks like just a couple of these need to be replaced in, so just destroy and then replace just to fix that little bug there. But as I said, I've got a lot of work to do now with emptying out this chest monster here and kind of loading up and deciding what goes where. So for the meantime, I've kind of got my wood sorted here. I've only got 5 so far. I'm missing a couple of the ones that I haven't gotten the chance to use yet. So I've got my thing that's oak, spruce, dark oak, pale, and mangrove. So I'll need like the birch, the jungle, I guess bamboo can also go in here. That's kind of handy. And there's probably one more I'm just not remembering at this moment. Then I've got the kind of stony blocks, so cobblestone, those things, and then a little bit of dirt. I mean, that might get shifted over to a different spot if I need another stony block in that area. And then over here, I started going for like maybe this would be the nether blocks. And then if we fly over here, not using the rockets, I need to stop doing that. We have my valuables here. I've got not enough of these frames. I grabbed a bunch of leather from my bartering farm so I can make a couple more. I just gotta decide where everything goes. I think as of now, I've got more chests than numbers of items that I need to do, so that is actually quite handy. So before we finish off today's episode, you'll notice something slightly different. We're up on top of the spire right now, and you'll notice it's purple. A moment ago, it was red. To answer that, I'll throw down my bed and sleep real quick, and you'll notice something right when I wake up. So remember, it was purple before. Now I look at it, and it's red. So I've got a daylight sensor. We'll fly down and get a look at the redstone real quick. Fly down really quickly, save on some time. Don't smash our heads in, though. So sadly, I have to dig a straight hole down to here. I might relocate it eventually, but for now, we're just going to fly down using my wings slowly. So what it does is it measures the daylight, obviously. It's a daylight sensor. So when it's the day, it gives a signal to here, and we follow this little trail. So it's not a long delay, just 3 one-tick repeaters, and it throws it into this little flip-flop thing. So what happens is, during the day, power gets sent, and it pushes my red here in front, giving it the red glow. But the problem is, if you have it like this, and you also do that, watch this. It's kind of like a magenta. So you don't have to have magenta, you can actually mix the colors with the different glasses. But I didn't want magenta, and it was kind of giving some weird issues. So what I changed, it's kind of weird right now because maybe because it's only a 1-tick, there we go. So that fixes it properly. So now when I lose power here, it tracks this one, and then this is an inverter, so it pushes that one in. We'll see it one more time. Really quick there. But it switches it out for night and day, so I have 2 different colors. Instead of doing the piston feed tape that I mentioned in my last episode, for getting like a bunch of different colors, now we have 2, one for day and one for night. But I think that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. We got a lot done. Finally, a functioning sorting system that is not very limited in the sense of only one item per kind of slot. I've got all the multi-sorting system, expanded a lot, and I learned quite a bit too about the copper golems and everything about them. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please do like and subscribe for more episodes coming soon. Until next time.